Caribbean migration has never really been explored in great detail. Movement of Caribbean peoples from territory to territory in the region is a major characteristic of Caribbean experience. Barbados is generally regarded as the territory that supplied many of the teachers, Christian priests, and policemen to the southern Caribbean and Guyana. The development of Trinidad from the third quarter of the 18th century was based mainly on migration from the French-speaking islands of the Caribbean. Perhaps the region's best-kept secret is the migration of St. Lucians to British Guyana, fondly called Demerara by early migrants. There is some evidence that this movement started as early as the early 1920s.
Est-ce connaît qui l'année papa ou venu ici, Guyana?
Well, moi kakwe il venu ici Guyana. Il jamais ça.
Il jamais.
Oui, jamais.
Oui, mais quoi ça?
Il est venu ici en l'année 1926.
The French-Creole speaking migrants settled in three main areas. The capital, Georgetown. In fact, the story goes that every breadfruit tree along Leopold Street in the capital marks property owned, formerly or currently, by a St. Lucian. The second main settlement was in the heart of the bauxite industry. Here, the St. Lucians helped to service the bauxite community. But it is in the third location, the gold and diamond fields of the Mazaruni, Cuyuni, and the Potaro, that the greatest concentrations of St. Lucians were to be found at Kurupung, at Isanu, at Batika, and at Madia. Madia has for a long time been regarded as the St. Lucian headquarters. St. Lucians have been central in the development of the hinterland areas. They were the foundation on which Madia was developed.
But shortly after I came here, BC closed down. And after it closed down, if I was not in Madia, Madia would have gone down like 13 miles east on the road, 39 miles.
Yes.
And would have been gone down like those places. But because I was here in Madia, I opened shop and I started to, I built boats and I carrying people and giving them ration to go and prospect. In those days, diamond was the gold.
Yes.
Not gold. And so like that, they go and they find new discovery, and like that, people had already started to break down their little houses and carry it away. But since then, people stopped carry it away. Then I came here and I built this building. After I put up this building, I had the most talking. They never see a foolish man like Gasso to waste his money and put such a building. Them days, that building was passing Madia, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks God I have it still living inside. And instead of that, I go back and put up this next one.
Okay.
Yes. So then Madia keep on as it is. But today, if you ever go up to Isano, when you meet 13 miles, somebody got to say, here is 13 miles, a bright village. It used to be, but now it must be bush.
Yes.
But Madia have
survive,
survive because I am here.
Several migrants have never returned to St. Lucia.
I've been in 1960. Yeah, come back and if you want. No, I'm back. Yeah.
Est-ce que ou j'ai jamais vu ça ici?
Non, les gens ne pas confier.
Some have returned on 2 or 3 occasions or more.
Comment l'année où depuis vous venez ici?
Ouais, là, moi, je viens ici. Moi, fait 24 années avant, moi, je vis à Iwete. Il faut qu'on y hollandais comme moi, je vis. Moi, fait 10 années. Et moi, je vis ici.
Ok.
So, l'année passée, je suis ici. L'année ça même, l'année ça, je suis ici.
The most significant feature of these migrant communities has been the preservation of their first language, their St. Lucian French-Creole, and their culture.
Madame, allez, tout ça est là, mais il va aller l'Amérique.
But is it from Africa, madam, sir?
Oui.
From Africa.
In certain cases, the language has been preserved into the 3rd generation.
Qui l'a joué? En patois, on peut parler. Ah, si, c'est un patois, on parle pas. Qui non, dis-moi non.
Non, mais Seraphine Ernest.
Fait.
Mathia, right there.
Est-ce que j'ai jamais allé ici?
Non.
Qui côté on peut parler patois comme ça?
Ici.
For most of these migrants, the language has been preserved in its entirety.
Moi, j'ai qu'à parler patois, ça ne parle pas toi. Pourquoi il apprend patois? Pourquoi?
4 factors contribute to the preservation of the St. Lucian French Creole in Guyana. 1. The high concentration of St. Lucians in interior locations such as Madia on the Potaro, Isanu on the Kuyuni, and Kurupung on the Mazaruni. It is estimated that in the 1980s, the numerically and socially dominant group in Madia was St. Lucian. 2. The positive attitudes to the Creole, which expose children to it, whether or not they ever visited St. Lucia.
Vous savez me connaître ça avant me connaître anglais. So yo ka parler ça. Yo ka parler, me commencer parler tout.
3. The functional load the language bore in the interior community.
Well, c'est ça, moi, je voulais dire, regarder les gens ici. Moi, le langage, c'est un bon bagage. Le langage qui a sous fin. Vous savez parler un langage, et vous pouvez attraper manger pour manger. Vous parlez le langage, de l'eau pour boire, le langage, pour dormir. Ouais. Parce que si on cherche, on n'a pas content le langage là. Et moi, je dis le langage, c'est un bon bagage. Pas en laisser. Ou était tout bonnement épicé, ouais, ma content le langage là, parce que nous pas à parler, nous pas apprendre. Si autant nous parler, try apprendre. Et là où try apprendre, il gagne c'est vous. Yes, c'est vous dans chaque bagaille. Yes, 3 cas, la peine manger tout bagaille c'est vous. Parce que si on police qui vient pour arrêter, et puis moi parle en langage là-bas. Et bon, quand si nous pas pour ce quand on avec la police là, oui. Bon, si vous ne comprenez pas, moi, nous parlons langage de la police, vous comprenez, ou même quand vous comprenez avec la police arrêtée. C'est un langage bon pour parler.
4. Group identity and exclusion.
Mais je peux parler quoi là toujours?
Yes, nous pouvons parler, il y en a d'autres qui parlent by d'autres. Yes. Mais c'est la maman, c'est la maman, vous comprenez.
Non, mais pas vraiment ça, ça nous peut parler, mais peut parler. C'est pour ça mes copains.
Today, the language is still used, though many speakers have died and some have remigrated.
Combien de monde là dans la photo?
Moi connais? Actually, tous ces monde là. Yes. Mais
Combien de monde?
combien qui moi? 2 ou 3 well and they more. Nails more, Florida more. 2 ou 3 well more.
The use of French Creole has led St. Lucians to being called pejoratively Palawala by some Guyanese.
Moi mais yo crier moi c'est Palawala non Palawala.
Pourquoi ça va?
Moi dit Palawala c'est pas bail là que moi Highlander.
Pourquoi ça va appeler Palawala?
Non, c'est pour moi c'est un common bail you just adopté. Puisque pas ni Palawala. Yo ka crier au Palawala.
Por que você vai jogar com para lá?
Well, say just because, well, say consider you feel say right by la then. So no can try put you Palawala say pa right by la.
With the development of relatively easy access to Madia, the population has expanded, and St. Lucians are now in the minority. However, the healthy language attitudes across generations suggest that among the elite group, St. Lucian French Creole stands a good chance of survival.